Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, this is Disc Drive, and today we're going to be going through the DC Animated Universe. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe. Yes, that is right. We are going to be going through the DC Animated Universe today. These movies are interconnected. They're in the same universe, which I really love. The DC Animated stuff is actually more interconnected than the live action stuff, if you can believe that. But yeah, this video, will not contain any spoilers. I will do my best to sort of warn you if there are any, but I'm going to keep this spoiler free as much as I can. But yeah, starting off, the first movie in the animated universe is the Flashpoint Paradox. This movie starts kind of where it ends, I'm going to say. There's an evil that Flash sort of ends in an alternate reality and basically wants to go back and rectify that. Any Flashpoint comic that you've heard is basically similar to this, but yes, so this is quite a good movie, a good way to start it off. It kind of throws you in at the deep end, and yeah, here's a quick look at the case if you wanted to have a look at that at all. The back there and the front cover, and you've got some, not artwork, but some sort of printing on the disc there. But that is the beginning of the universe, and this film then leads into Justice League War. So it goes from one Justice League movie straight into another. They do have end credit scenes in, I think, all of these movies that sort of lead on to the next project, if you will. But yeah, this Flashpoint leads straight into Justice League War. I don't remember much about this movie, if I'm honest. I do need to go back and give them a watch, but I do think that a lot of these movies are good in this animated universe. But yeah, there's the front and the back there. If you wanted to pause and have a sort of read upon that, feel free. On the special features, there's usually like a Justice League animated short or something like that. But yeah, that is Justice League War coming in second there, which then leads into Son of Batman, which this is one of the only ones that have a slipcover. It's got some nice embossing on that one. The introduction of Damian Wayne, of course, in the DCAU, and yeah, I'm really sad that not all of them have slipcovers, because on the side they've got nice character profiles. I don't know if you can see that. Oh. Yeah, you can't really see it. It's quite blurry, but yeah, a nice slipcover on that one. And then you've got the release here. Oh, there is a digital version. Does it say when it runs out? I don't know if it says when it runs out, but feel free to have that if you want, if it works. If it does work, let me know. But this one's got two discs. One of them is a DVD, and one of them is a Blu-ray. Some nice artwork on there. If you've read any Batman comics between, like kind of inspired by Son of Batman comics, then you've basically already seen this movie. But it's not a bad movie at all. I thought it was pretty good. Coming in third, obviously, after two Justice League movies. But it expands the universe, which is great, and introduces some of the Bat family, which of course we want in a DC universe. And then this one then goes into Justice League Throne of Atlantis. Introduction of Aquaman and all of that universe there. There is the back there if you wanted to read that one. Yeah, I think Son of Batman has, or I think it might be Justice League War actually, that the end credit scene is sort of teasing this one. But in terms of what the Wikipedia page says is the next movie, Son of Batman came third. So I don't know. No real artwork on this one, just the logo on a blue disc. You'll see that mostly with this collection. And this one doesn't have a character profile on the side. I've just seen that my case is broken. That's quite sad. Oh well, never mind. But that is the fourth movie in this animated universe, and then that goes into Batman versus Robin. So another Damian Wayne movie. Again, this is great. It's got the Court of Owls and stuff in it. And there is the back if you want to look at the back there. some really cool animation. I love the character designs in this universe. The animation is really smooth, slick, and they look great on Blu-ray. I love animation. I love HD animation specifically. Is just so clear, even with a bit of film grain for some of the older stuff. If you were to look at like old Scooby-Doo movies and things like that. Got some disc art on this one. But yeah, leading straight into another Batman movie. So this animated universe loves a Batman movie, which again, that's not a complaint because we all do. But then it leads into Batman Bad Blood, where we've got some more of the Bat family joining in there. Side profile, I don't know if you can see, there's nothing, no character or anything designed on there. And then the back coming in there. But as you can see at the top, it says continue your journey into the DC universe. They are all interconnected, and you're going to want to watch them all because it pays off at the end as well. We do have some disc art in this one. Again, not giving spoilers, but I love all of the Batman animated stuff from this universe. And then that leads into Justice League versus the Teen Titans. Again, it says DC Universe original movie there, and on the back it says continue your journey into the DC Universe. I think this universe specifically, it does it really well. It really connects them well. It kind of does a better job than what the live action movies did. I'm not going to lie, but I do like all the live action DC stuff like Snyderverse and things like that. But I think if James Gunn's universe can sort of follow this sort of blueprint, I think it will do really well. But yeah, a lot of Batman stuff, a lot of Justice League stuff, and a lot of these movies sort of introduce characters along the way, like Blue Beetle and characters that wouldn't necessarily get their own movie in this universe, but are still featured heavily throughout. So yeah, Justice League versus Teen Titans. Love Raven. I love the Teen Titans as well. So yeah, a good movie there. No artwork on this one, just the disc. And then it says continue your journey into the DC universe. So they've got two other movies that we've already talked about up the top, but then they've also got Superman Doomsday and Batman The Dark Knight, Dark Knight Returns Part 1. Those are not part of this universe. I do have some more DC animated stuff on my shelf, but they are not part of this universe. So I'm not gonna show you them today. Justice League versus Teen Titans goes straight into Justice League Dark. I love the Justice League Dark stories. Like Constantine is heavily featured in these. Zatanna as well. They're just characters I really, really, really love. So yeah, a lot. There's the back there, and again, continue your journey into the DC universe. It does say it comes with a digital download, but I don't have that. I'm sorry, otherwise I'd give it to you. But here is the disc here, Justice League Dark. The Justice League Dark stuff is age 15, so it does get a bit dark and more adult in this universe, which I really love. A lot of the Batman stuff is aged. Age rating is higher than most as well. But yeah, going straight into Justice League Dark there. Some of these cases are very dirty. Oh well. Moving on from Justice League Dark, it goes straight into a Teen Titans movie, Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. This movie is... It's a movie that annoyed me a little bit, but again, no spoilers, but some of the characters annoyed me, and I guess it did its job because they were supposed to. But yeah, this age rating is a 12, and there's the back there, got the banner at the top, saying to continue the DC journey there. Do I have I don't have the digital download, so unfortunately I can't give you that one, see if that works. But we've got the blue disc there. Again, like I said, some of them have artwork and some of them do not. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies that we've already got through. So basically, and we're not even halfway through. Yeah, this universe has more movies than the live action one does. And the Teen Titans Judas Contract leads into Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, a movie that I've only seen once. Some of these I've watched more than once, but it's... I think... Oh, it has got a digital download if you want to if you want to scan that and see if that works. It does say redeemed by 2019, so sorry if that doesn't work, but if it does, you're welcome. And a blue disc here. But yeah, so some of these movies I think are not necessary to watch in order to get the sort of full story, but again, introducing some Suicide Squad characters that will come into play in a later movie that I think do help. Sort of, it's one of those building the universe movies, in my opinion. But still a good watch. Still a good watch. That then leads into a duo of movies. So you've got the death of Superman, and then that leads straight into the reign of the Supermen. There, I think most of us have seen Superman die at some point from Doomsday, so that is basically what this movie is doing. Again, no spoilers. I don't think Superman dying is a spoiler. If it is, then maybe you need to educate yourself a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, so this is basically the death of Superman. Spoiler alert from the title there, and then that does lead straight into the reign of the Supermen. I've got a bit damaged on my case there. If you can see, it sort of moves there. And the back. And this is basically a lot of superhuman beings trying to be the next Superman. I do have a download code, if it works. Again, I think that one, redeemed by 2020. But feel free to try and get that if it works. Some of them do, some of them don't. And there's no artwork on any of these discs either. They are just blue. But these are a good couple of movies. I would say that they, after seeing what the journey that we've come through so far of all the Justice League movies and seeing Superman and building up the universe, movies 9 and 10... 9 and 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So movies 11 and 12 are dedicated to the death of Superman and what the universe deals with after that has happened. And then that goes straight into a Constantine movie. I love the character of Constantine. I think aged 18 as well down there. So it's got some very adult themes in there. A lot of sexualized violence and all that jazz. No digital download code, no artwork on the disc either. But I love the darker DC stuff. I love the darker superhero stuff. So I do like the Marvel stuff, but I think DC always goes a little bit darker. Joker is obviously a really great movie. But yeah, this sort of delves into introducing more of Constantine's backstory and fleshes the character out a little bit more. And then that goes into the last couple of movies in this universe. Batman Hush. This movie, I would say, is a good movie. I just think it's not necessarily one. This is one of the ones that I don't think you really need to watch in order to get the full story of this universe. This is kind of a love letter to the comic book in a way, just with different animation. If you've read the book, the comic book, it's got like scratchy, like really, really different dark concepts and art style, whereas this keeps the characters sort of the same animation as the rest of the universe, which is good for the universe, but in terms of Batman Hush fans, I don't think some of them were happy with the outcome of this. It does come with art cards. I'm just going to look through them just in case they've got spoilers here, but I don't think they do. But yeah, some art cards there. Really cool artwork on these, and they're really sturdy. They're really thick card. Batman and Nightwing there. And then a really cool image of the Joker there. And then it's back to the first one. But yeah, some cool art cards there. Like I said, it's a good movie. Does it represent what Batman Hush is? I mean, story-wise, yes, but in terms of the art style, it wasn't. I can't get that back in there, so I'm gonna have to put those back at another time. But yeah, in terms of the art style, it wasn't the same as the comic book, but a good way again to flesh out the DC universe, animated universe, and bring in some characters and villains maybe that we haven't seen so far. Moving on, we've got Wonder Woman Bloodlines. This comes with a nice bit of spot gloss on the slipcover there. Again, this is maybe one of the movies that I think you can skip if you want just to get the bulk story. It is a good movie. It's sort of fleshing out Wonder Woman's characters. However, there is an end credit scene in this one that is kind of unresolved, and that really annoys me. There is a character which, again, I'm not going to spoil it because I don't know if you've all seen it. But in terms of this film, that there's a character in this that isn't in any of the others. And if she is, I missed her completely. But yeah, the end credit scene is a little bit unresolved in this one. So again, this is one that you could skip. But this does flesh out sort of Wonder Woman villains and Themyscira and everything Wonder Woman related. The last two movies. Well, there's a last movie and a last short movie. So the last movie to round off this universe is the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This is a 15 certificate there. There's a lot of strong gory violence in this. A lot of strong gory violence. Comes with a slipcover with some spot gloss on. And nothing in here other than the disc. This is a good movie. If you've watched the rest of the universe, this is a great way to finish and incorporate all the characters that you've seen. It paid off. All of the universe building paid off with this movie, in my opinion. A lot of characters seen in this. You get 3 bonus cartoons, which are not related. It's like cartoons from the DC Vault, so I think it could be Justice League cartoons, Batman, animated series, sort of stuff like that. There's also a DC short, Adam Strange, in this one as well. But yeah, this is technically the last movie in the animated universe, but there is a short on this. So this is Constantine House of Mystery, and it's got 3 short movies on it. It's got is it 3 short movies? Or is it 1? I'm not quite sure. So it says it's 76 minutes total, but they're like short stories. And the first short story is of Constantine, and it's basically Constantine's journey after what happens in this. So this goes straight into like a 15 to 20 minute short of this, and then it also features other DC stories as well. But there is the back if you wanted to sort of get more information there. But this rounds off the animated universe with a short movie, and it's quite something. That is all of the DC animated universe. However, they rebooted it. They rebooted it with the Tomorrowverse. Now, it says DC Universe on the side, or it would do if they finished them. But I'm missing 3 movies from this collection of movies, and it's the Crisis on Infinite Earths Volume 1, 2, and 3. They cap off this collection. However, they were only released as steelbooks here in the UK. And I like my collection to be the same, so I didn't buy them. I have seen them, however, and they sort of connect back to the previous DC Animated Universe movies. This sort of builds a new universe with new animation, new art styles, and new characters and things like that. You've got Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2 there, going into Green Lantern, going into bringing in Supergirl, Legion of Superheroes, Justice League Warworld, which this is actually a custom slipcover that I got made to connect all of them together. And then you've got Crisis on Infinite Earths 1, 2, and 3, which are not released singularly here in the UK, other than steelbook form. But there are Amarays released in the US, which I need to get, but again, their artwork doesn't match the side, which is really annoying. But yes, so new rebooted universe, which ends up with 3 movies at the end connecting it back to this universe. You definitely need to watch this to get through not all of these movies, but especially Crisis on Infinite Earths 1, 2, and 3. You definitely need to have watched the at least this one. At least this one. But I would say this movie pays off a lot more if you go through the universe and sort of get to know the characters if you haven't already, and sort of grow an attachment to them. That's all I'll say. So that is it. That is the DC Animated Universe. A great collection of movies. Again, more movies, I think, than the DC live action movies. And then, included with the new reboot. With the new reboot movies anyway, there's definitely more animated movies. And there's also DC animated stuff that is not part of this universe that is still really, really great. The Killing Joke, I remember sort of watching that and being a bit freaked out by that. But I know that that's another one, kind of like Hush, where comic book fans were not as of a fan of The Killing Joke as they were with the comic book. I think the first half of The Killing Joke movie is just like a totally different story, and then the last half an hour is The Killing Joke. Killing Joke is a small comic book anyway, really, really short, but to sort of pad it out, they introduce like a Batman, Batwoman, Batgirl type of thing. I don't know. So that is a quick look through at my collection of DC Animated Universe movies. And like I said, I've got some more animated stuff that are not part of this universe, but if you want to see those, let me know. I keep saying it, but I will do a full collection video at some point. Yeah, are there any movies in this collection that you've seen? Will you go and watch this collection now? I'm pretty sure that you can get them cheap from HMV, online, eBay, Vinted. Check out Vinted if you want as well. But yeah, if you want some slipcovers, not all of them come with slipcovers, and like I said, I had to commission this slipcover just to get my collection to look the same. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did. Subscribe for more. There will be more coming. And all that's left to say is thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.